Hey everybody, welcome back to Cardboard Conspiracy. Quick video today. I went through and I did my first stream, and I wound up building a couple of decks here. As it turns out, I have a penchant for white, black, and some other third color. Managed to get one for one of my viewers who tuned in, which was really cool. Thanks for joining there. Gonna try and do a couple more streams, so just keep an eye out, keep notifications on, go ahead, subscribe, ring the bell and everything, or whatever they say. And we built a couple of decks today. I built this Scion deck around Yshtola. So I play a lot of Final Fantasy XIV, so I was really excited about that. I was trying to keep the price down to a normal amount. The big thing there is the big ticket item is the copy of Yshtola, but luckily I've ordered one of the collector decks, so I will just swap it out of there if I ever need to, and probably wind up opening some packs as well, truth be told. But I built this today. I looked through a bunch of things, and I thought it was really neat. I don't know if it's the best deck that I'll ever make, and it doesn't need to be the best deck that I'll ever make, because it should be fun. It is a Bracket 2 core, so we've got one tutor, one extra turn card, 0 game changers, 0 mass land denial. As far as, I don't think I have any 2-card combos in here. I might. I don't remember, truth be told. I have a curiosity, but it's just for value. It can't infinite combo or anything. I do have Hullbreaker Horror. I can make infinite mana. So technically, it's a Bracket 3 aside from Hullbreaker Horror. But even then, it's kind of convoluted if I ever get to that point. The game plan here is make a bunch of mana, cast big things, hopefully at instant speed. So I have all of the big counter spells, the expensive ones. I don't have my Force of Will, Force Negation. I don't have those in here. I'm not running those ones just out of sheer, I don't want to always play with these cards. Sometimes I want to play something that's a little bit more tuned down. So, notable things: Ancient Silver Dragon, Auton Soldier, Gadwick, Heliod for Flash mostly, High Fae Trickster also for Flash, Jin Gataxius. It's more rewards whenever I'm casting non-creature spells with mana value 3 or greater. Tandem Lookout, again, it's another light curiosity effect to draw a bunch of cards there. Cyber Controller just as an outlet. Planeswalkers, we're running Kasmina, Obnixilis, and Teferi. This Teferi was just because I want to draw cards and discard cards. Generally pretty good, so I went ahead and grabbed that. Obnixilis is just to punish other people for drawing, and also destroy some stuff here and there. So it's a bit of removal, things like that. Sorceries, we've got Black Sun Zenith, Entreat the Angels, Finale Revelation. I really liked this card. It was in the MH3 precon with Omo, Queen of Vesuva, and I did pick that one up, and I really liked it in there, so I'm trying it out in different decks. Mass Manipulation, just because I think it'd be funny. Torment to Hailfire as kind of a finisher whenever we are making a ton of mana. White Sun Zenith for a board wipe. Wrath of the Skies also for a board wipe. I don't have any other energy effects in here. Blue Sun Zenith for drawing cards. Commandeer, it's another one of those big things that we can cast. Condescend, not for the scry, just because we can trigger Yshtola off of that. Counterspell, because it's a counterspell. Fellow Profane, Foil, Fold into Ether. Forceful Denial, Spell Swindle, Swansong, Fastest Intervention, Whir of Invention, all generally pretty good cards. Then we get to the big ticket stuff. I got 27 artifacts in here. Arcane Signet, just because it's Arcane Signet and it's usually pretty good. Azorius Cluestone, Basalt Monolith, Batter Skull, Braided Net to draw because we've got so many artifacts in here. Chromatic Lantern, Commander Sphere, Decanter of Endless Water, Dimir Cluestone, Drake Skull Cameo, Eye of Ramos, the Border Posts. If you've ever played against a Restore Balance deck, then you know what the border posts are. I don't have Restore Balance in here because it's going to hurt me a lot more than it's going to hurt anybody else. Firemind Vessel, Forsaken Monument, Colony Gem, Machine God's Effigy, Mistvein Border Post, Nekote, Orzhov Cluestone, Paradise Plume, Seashell Cameo, Simulacrum Synthesizer, where we are running so many artifacts, I feel pretty comfortable saying I want to run a Simulacrum Synthesizer. Skull Ramos, Soul Ring, Tome of the Guild Pact, Tooth Ramos, Vidalcan Orrery, again for Flash. Then we get to our enchantments: Curiosity, Dictated Crewfix, Leyline of Anticipation, Phyrexian Arena, Shark Typhoon. We're casting a lot of non-creature spells. I want more things off of my non-creature spells. Sigil of Sleep, because this seems really fun. Whenever enchanted creature deals deals damage to a player, return target creature that player controls to its owner's hand. Originally, I thought Yshtola said each opponent loses 2 life and you gain 2 life. However, what Yshtola says and what she reads is whenever you cast a non-creature spell with mana value 3 or greater, Yshtola deals 2 damage to each opponent and you gain 2 life. So Sigil of Sleep will trigger off of that. That does mean that it doesn't get around loss of life effects. Like if you have protection from everything, I can't drain you. But I can bounce all of your things. So that is fun. Unstoppable Plan, just because where we're running so many non-land permanents, I figure might as well just toss it in here. Try and get some of these things going. Then Zur's Weirding. Players play with their hands revealed. If a player would draw a card, he or she reveals it instead. Then any other player may pay 2 life. If a player does, put that card into its owner's graveyard. Otherwise, that player draws a card. I'm going to be making a lot more life than anybody else with this deck. So it feels fun to play Zur's Weirding and just deny people cards. Like if you've got a good card that is on the top of your library and you want to draw it, yeah, I'm just gonna pay 2 life, because we're already playing Commander, so we already have plenty of life to start with. We're getting life off of Yshtola, Knight's Blessed. We're gonna be going pretty well. I mean, it's gonna be pretty simple. We are running 33 lands. We're doing that because we're running 27 artifacts, and most of those make mana. The mana base is nothing special right now. I need to go through and actually get everything set how I want it to, and how, make it into a normal Commander mana base. The only big inclusions here are Rafine's Tower. I put Aristic Cave in here because who's going to stop me from making a mana? People will have other things they want to do with their mana, or they will be tapped out. They're not going to deny me that mana, which is really fun. Archway of Innovation, again, we're running so many artifacts, there's no reason not to. Academy Ruins, it's just pretty good. Abstergo for our little bit of graveyard interaction. So yeah, this is what our curve looks like. It's all on on 3. Everything is on 3. Got a couple of 1 and 2 drops, stuff like that. Nothing too fancy. So average number of lands in an opening hand is 2.4. However, we get a lot of mana rocks. So like this one has 1, 2, 3, 4 lands. So we'll do it again. Whoa. 1, 2, 3, but then we also have a Tooth of Ramos. We also have a Braided Net. We also have mana to interact, or we've got Swansong to interact. We've got Abstergo. We don't have enough lands in this, but we do have a Leyline of Anticipation. We've got Swamp, Morphic Pool, Academy Ruins. We've got 3. We've got a Colony Gem. Unfortunately, we can't get the Colony Gem off. No, we can get the Colony Gem off because it's just 2 lands. So yeah, like this is a perfectly serviceable hand. We're playing Commander, so the Morphic Pool comes down. Unfortunately, I can't reveal for the Entreat the Angels. Morphic Pool comes down. Next turn, great. Dark Slick Shores, next turn, great. We play the Academy Ruins. Everybody's like, oh, you're playing artifacts. Okay, that's cool. And then we go in here and we play the Decanter. Untap. Got a Swamp. So we're at 5 mana. At this point, I'm interested in playing out Yshtola. Which, of course, we've got to tap like that to do, because that's how we get our mana. So turn cycle goes around. Oh, look at that. We're out. We don't have enough We don't have enough lands. Well, we'll just play this colony gem, and then we get 2 lands back, so we'll take these 2, and then we'll replay the, or not the Dark Slick, but the Morphic Pool. We'll replay the Morphic Pool. So we've still got 1, 2, 3, 4. We've also got a trigger off of Yshtola, and then we can go ahead and, sure, we've got something else that we can do here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Man, we really don't have anything else to do here. Okay, well then we swing with Yshtola, and somebody takes another 2 life, so we're at 4. Great. We'll draw a card on end step and discard this Entreat the Angels, probably, because I don't particularly want it. And then we'll move to our next turn. Oh boy, we'll play the Swamp, and then we'll tap for 3, and we'll play this Commander Sphere. That's a Yshtola trigger. Everybody loses 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We'll play this Tome of the Guild Pact. So we'll ping everybody for 2 again. And then we'll move to our end step, we'll draw, and then we'll go to the next turn. And we just keep making a bunch of mana. We've got a Skull Ramos, get 2. We'll tap 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Play the Batter Skull. 2 more life. And, you know, it's, as you can see, we're making a bunch of mana, and we're drawing enough cards to where we're doing things. So we go to next turn, we've got a command tower. 1, 2, 3, 4. We play the Leyline of Anticipation. Now we can start doing this on other people's turn. So rather than just doing it all on my turn, okay, we've got 2 damage off on everybody. We'll tap 1, 2, 3, 4. We'll play this Machine God Effigy, and we'll have it enter as something. I don't care, as long as we get to make mana off of it. That's what matters. Okay, well, cool. We're here. We draw another card. We go to somebody else's turn. Oh well, someone takes 3 damage, but oh, they're not gonna take any more because they don't want to trigger Yshtola. Well, we'll just 1, 2, 3, 4, and sacrifice this horn for another, and then we'll Blue Sun Zenith X's 2, and we'll draw 2 cards, and then we will gain 2 life, and we'll draw another card from the Yshtola trigger. Then we'll go to our turn, we'll untap, and we'll play this Choked Estuary and show off that fancy little island that we've got, and then it's 1, 2, 3, play a Braided Net. And we're already looking at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 lands. So, or not lands, but artifacts. So we can already go ahead and just craft with something. What artifacts do we have in our do we even have? Yeah, we've got a Skull Ramos in here. Whoa, look at that. We'll pay our 2 mana, and if I can do things, we'll pay our 2 mana, and we'll turn over our Braided Net, and we'll flip it into a Braided Kipu. And then we exile that skull as soon as I can. To exile, great. Alright, well, we're just gonna wait until somebody else's turn, and then 1, 2, 3, 4. Tap that Braided Kipu, draw 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So it snowballs, right? And obviously this is best case scenario where nobody has any interactions and nobody is doing anything to interrupt us. And Yshtola's been out for 7, 8 turns without being removed, which is, you know, obviously best case scenario. But at the same time, like this is what it looks like whenever you can just kind of pile a bunch of shit together. At a certain point, it's gonna start working. So. I don't know. I'm still working on it. Of course, Yshtola and the other Final Fantasy cards don't come out for another 3-4 months, something like that. So yeah, that's what it's looking like right now. I will probably proxy this out. I'll probably proxy a copy of Yshtola and proxy out the cards that I want to run in this, and we'll see about upgrading it a little bit more. 277 for our budget doesn't really include much room for a lot of the higher power cards. We've got no game changers in this deck. This is a bracket 2, and that is the precon power level. So it's neat. It's neat trying to build to this constraint. I've had a lot of fun with this here recently. I built another deck that I'm going to make a video on, but it's turning out that, I didn't really like the brackets at first, but it's getting to the point where I am finding it more fun to try and build within the constraints of these earlier brackets and still making a deck that's going to do everything that I want it to do. It's turning out to be a lot more fun than I expected to. I'm having a good time with it. I think it's something that a lot of people should consider trying. Because yeah, it's fun to go and cast the really big powerful spells and everything, but also you can just mess around with this stuff. And that's a lot of fun. I definitely recommend it. But yeah, we'll go ahead and wrap it up here. Thanks for joining. Thanks for watching. We're everywhere you can have bad magic takes. We're on TikTok, we're on Instagram, always Cardboard Conspiracy. Drop me a line, leave a comment if you want me to look into building a deck, and then we will see what I can do. I've got too much time on my hands and too many magic cards, and I need to spend it doing something productive. So, again, thanks for watching, and we'll see you all next time.